it's Lindsay. I'm going to be doing the November reading for Earth signs. It's been a minute since I posted a reading, so I'm actually really excited to get back into doing the readings. As always, if any of these messages don't resonate for you, please take only what you need and leave the rest. Not every message is going to be for you, and it's up for you to use your discernment. I am going to start with a general reading for the earth signs in November. Spirit, a general reading for the earth signs in November. There's something heavy on your mind, earth signs. I'm getting some particular thing that's been kind of weighing you down the past. It doesn't seem like long. It seems almost like maybe a month or 2 months, things like that. It's a mental obstacle is the way it's coming in. It's a mental obstacle, but it's also tied into your emotions. So you have the Knight of Cups, and you see how he's staring deeply into his cups, and he's not really moving forward. It's almost like the horse is kind of like getting agitated and ready to move forward. But the Knight is really preoccupied with his cups and whatever is in his cup. I'm hearing the word laxity. So it's almost like in this preoccupation, whatever it is that's currently preoccupying your mind and weighing on you, you've become lax in other areas of your life. So that means like not necessarily lazy, but more like less attuned. So, less focused in other areas of your life. And all of your focus is being drawn to this one particular area. All of your energy is being drawn to this one particular area, earth signs. Okay, 3 cards, 4 cards off the top. Okay, cool. Interesting. So you have the major arcana, you have the Chariot, but the way the Chariot came in, it was upside down. So this has to do with lack of movement, as we were saying, lack of movement forward in an energetic perspective. And then you have the Empress and the Sun. So the Sun is usually the type of card that I would be happy to see in the deck, especially surrounded by other major arcana cards. The way this is coming through for the earth signs during November, it's almost like a family kind of feeling. So your mind is preoccupied on something around family specifically, because the Empress is representative of mother energy. Okay, so you can be a mother, you could be a parent, you could have that parent-like quality, take care of others around you. Okay, and it's almost like in some ways with the Sun coming in directly behind the Empress, you are seeking to have this success. You're seeking to have this manifestation. You are seeking to have this vision fulfilled around your home life. And it's almost like there's no movement forward with that, or not movement in the way you wanted it to be. So we're going to start with the Capricorn. I want to get more clarity, Spirit, specifically if you can give me messages for those watching, those Capricorns watching, that would help them on their journey. I'm seeing something with the ocean, Capricorn. It's not even just the ocean. I'm seeing like an S shape. So this could be somebody with an S initial in their name. I'm seeing more first name than last name. S, like, so ocean, like the wave, but then also it's also referring to snake energy, which I don't quite understand. So let's get a little more clarification, around that energy. Okay, Capricorn. So specifically what we're seeing is people with S names near the ocean. If this doesn't pertain to you, the rest of the message is still coming through. But that's just a confirmation for those that it does pertain to. So it's interesting because we have the Six of Cups. So it's almost like giving your flowers to somebody. So you see this man giving this flowers to this little girl. I'm not even seeing the little girl. What I'm actually seeing is somebody in relationship. So Capricorn, giving your flowers to someone in relationship who wasn't fully grown to receive those flowers. So that can mean emotionally, mentally, intellectually. They weren't in a position to receive the flowers in the way that you thought they were. So your family kind of thought processes specifically around relationship, Capricorn. And so now you have the Ten of Wands, and you see it looks like in some ways this can also be blocking. It can be a weight, but it almost looks like he's picking up his wands and moving on to the next thing. But there are a lot of wands to pick up, Capricorn. So in November for you, it's something around a relationship, unfulfilled relationship, or a relationship that was fulfilled in what was, you know, meant to be like a growth thing, where you couldn't go any further in this relationship, and so you are now realizing that, and you are picking up all of your things and moving on. But it's taking a lot of time, Capricorn, a lot of time. So you see, it's not just one stick, right? It's like this is a lifetime worth of sticks that you're picking up, Capricorn, one after the other, and making sure you have them all, and making sure they're bundled, and making sure you can hold them properly without dropping them. You're picking up a lifetime worth of sticks, and it's taking you forever to move to the next part of your growth, your life cycle. And I think that's what your Knight of Cups is about, Capricorn. It's like, why is this taking this long? You know, I've learned what I needed to learn from this situation, this relationship, giving my flowers to someone who couldn't receive them. Why is it taking this long for me to pick up these sticks? Right? So, and there's also this energy of exhaustion to it, because you put all of your energy into this relationship, into the fruition of this relationship, ultimately realizing that they couldn't fulfill you in the way that you needed to be fulfilled. And so you have this element, as I said, of exhaustion, Capricorn. Can we get any further clarification for Capricorn on the outcome of this, where it's going? Any other specific messages for Capricorn? There's also this thing, so you see the way that he's wearing his hood up like this. So it's almost, Capricorn, I'm getting returning to prayer. So prayer can be different for everyone else. Some people don't pray at all. That's whatever. It's what works for you. But for the way it's coming through in this reading, Capricorn, it's a returning to praying to whatever God consciousness that you align with. Okay, it's a returning to that act of prayer to get you through this portion, this transitional phase. Because I feel like this weight that you're holding emotionally, Capricorn, is very heavy. And it's almost like you've been holding it and you're tired. That's what it is. You're tired. You don't have the ability to continue holding and picking up sticks, and you're like, okay, I'm trying to move on, but like I've run out of gas. There's no more gas in the tank, right? And so this is where prayer comes in, okay? This is where that act of tuning back into yourself through prayer, through connecting with greater consciousness. And so that's really the opportunity here that's showing up for you in November, Capricorn, is yes, you're at the end of your rope. Yes, you've done everything you possibly can. The opportunity is through the act of prayer to move yourself along, or just even support yourself before you even start moving along. it's being emphasized very, very heavily. And if you've been thinking about going back to church or going back to, you know, synagogue or whatever you partake in, that in community that would look like that for you, this is the time to do it. Okay, and really making that a place of rest, a place of peace for you, and making it a thing that you do consistently. Okay, so we're gonna go into Virgo right now. Virgo for November 2025. Spirit, any messages specific? Okay, I'm hearing this word. It's like eerie, like almost like Lake Erie, which I don't even know what state that is. Michigan? Is it Michigan? I'm hearing eerie, but not like spooky, like ERIE or AERIE, airy. That would be again someone very specific. Or like a name that would be kind of spelled with that ERI type spelling. Okay, Five of Wands. I'm hearing get back, Virgo. Get back. And then you have the Queen of Wands. So that's interesting too. So Five of Wands is like fighting energy, and the Queen of Wands is like cut off energy, Virgo. It's almost like you're fighting with forces outside of yourself to preserve your sanity. Is the way it's coming in, which may be your focus, your Knight of Cups energy. It's fighting with outside forces, not necessarily people, but outside situations, things like that, to preserve your sanity, to preserve your home life. Okay, and you're standing strong and you're standing your guard, Virgo. Let's get a little more clarification around that. Any specific messages, Spirit, around that for Virgo, November 2025. I'm also getting this air of retreat. So either you're living, like, it's almost like living in a wooded area, living in a cabin, so again, this is going to be someone specific. We were talking about like Lake Erie, which is not, I don't know how much forest is around there, but I'm almost seeing like Maine, you know, lots of forested area with lakes and stuff and hiding away. And, there's this act of solitude to you in November, Virgo, where you've been battling externally, much in the way Capricorn has, kind of very energetically, it feels similar. You've been battling externally, but you're holding strong is what I'm getting. There's somebody coming to your defense. So whatever the situation is that you are battling, whatever the person is that you are battling, there's somebody who's coming to your defense as far as that. Somebody who you may not even realize is coming to your defense. It's almost like somebody out of the blue bringing you useful information is the way it's reading. Like a message out of the blue that is going to help you break through this kind of stuck energy that you have. You're getting new information coming in. So I do think, like, you know, wait for that outside information. Keep holding steady. There's some new information that's coming to light. And again, Erie, airy, these are specifics. Forested area, Maine, anything like that for your reading as confirmation, Virgo. Okay, let's do Taurus for November 2025. Spirit, Taurus for November. I'm hearing stop that. Stop that, Taurus. Stop that. In the way it's almost giving like masochist. Like, stop harming yourself, Taurus. Stop with the thoughts in particular. Self-harming thoughts. So thoughts that keep you in the negative, thoughts that keep you stuck, and you're just doing it consistently, and you're not you can break yourself out of it, but it's almost like you're choosing not to, which is really interesting to me. Like, why would you choose not to? Why would you choose to step from that? So, okay. For some of you, it's almost like this self-flagellation, you know, like this turning yourself into like the whipping boy. It's very much around wanting people to know how much pain you're in. Okay, so it's definitely giving like a cry for help type energy, and if that is the case, go get help. Say it to people. If you're saying it to people and they're not listening, find somebody who will listen. You know, don't continue to hurt yourself in this way. It's very serious. Like, you know, so definitely go get help if that's the way that this is looking for you. And don't wait on that. Especially if people haven't been listening to you, you shout it, because in some ways, like, it is an emergency situation if that's what it is. Don't be ashamed to get help, okay? If it's not that severe, if it's just you having, you know, negative thoughts, right? We all have them. It does happen. Judgment. So you have the judgment card. I don't know what this is on the bottom of the deck. Something is on. That's gross. But you're coming to a point where you're going to make a decision, Taurus, okay? So you're going to make a decision, and your own actions are going to move you out of this thought process, because I feel like you've been in it for a little too long. So Taurus, as an earth sign, a physically based sign, when they sit in energy, they really sit in energy. They will just like be in that energy for extended periods of time, right? So it's almost like you make a decision and you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. And it takes your decision. It really does. You got the King of Swords. It takes your decision being like, absolutely not. We're done with this. But it really takes you kind of bringing yourself up to speed and be like, no, we need to stop. Okay? Like, we need to be very serious about this. Yeah, so that is the Earth reading for November. Again, my name is Lindsey Rose. This is Storyteller Tarot. If you would like your own personal reading, please check out the links in bio. I do have a couple different readings available online. I think I have like 20 or 40-minute readings. I'm not really sure. But you can check those out. And as always, I wish you guys well.